The Milwaukee Bucks win the NBA championship. Allison Felix gets more Olympic gold. These are great achievements, both within a team and personally. And by any person's measure, that would define success. You reach that ultimate pinnacle in your career. However, a lot of people would define success for you. And what happens if you don't win the championship, or if you don't get those Olympic medals that you were shooting for? Are you letting other people define what success means to you? How do you measure success?
Welcome to the Licensed to Live show, where professionals, doctors, champions, VIPs, attorneys, and those in public office discover strategies that help you restart and gain what is lost when you find yourself accused. If another has doubted your integrity, questioned your credentials, or caused your actions to come under scrutiny, you are in the right place. On the other hand, if you have never felt the knot in the pit of your stomach when legal papers are served, the heartbreak of disappointing your family when the lock clicks shut on handcuffs, or had to appear before a board of review, then be aware, the longer you serve, the more likely you are to find yourself under the microscope of those who judge. Prepare yourself for this uncomfortable possibility. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jarrett Patton.
Welcome to episode 86 of Licensed to Live. My name is Dr. Jarrett Patton, and I am your host for our journey together today and every day you choose to listen to this show. If you or anyone you know has been dissed in their career, please invite them to join us along this journey. Just go to Apple Podcasts, Google Play, wherever you listen to your podcast, and subscribe to Licensed to Live. While you're there, please rate this episode and give me honest feedback so I make sure I provide you with the most up-to-date information about career and life changes. You guys know what I mean when I say dissed. I mean like displaced. I can't believe that suddenly my job was taken away after I worked so hard for this place for all these years. Disgruntled, like I haven't even been able to take a vacation during this pandemic. How many more infectious patients do I have to see without proper protection? Or disenfranchised, like I was when I had my medical license temporarily suspended. Today, we're going to be talking about success and how you measure success, how you value success, and how other people value success, or maybe even root against your success. And we'll get right into the discussion right after we finish thanking our sponsors. Hey, this is Dr. Jarrett Patton. Do you need more positivity in your life? No matter what part of your life you want to transform, positive affirmations can help you achieve your goals. But sometimes making permanent changes can be difficult. Designed with you in mind, Licensed to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. Licensed to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will set you on the path to changing your mindset, beliefs, speech, and ultimately your actions. You can change your life now by getting your copy at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your finer book retails, or licensedtolive.com. That's licensedtolive.com.
Something smells good. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. Nothing better than waking up. EH3 in your cup. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. Nothing better than in the middle of your day. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. EH3 coffee.
Yeah, we were able to serve EH3 coffee in License to Live the conference. And we'll have some recap footage and we'll get it out on the podcast eventually. But it was so nice to just be able to drink some EH3 while we were communicating, while we were learning, while we were engaging with each other. It was really a great time. So special shout out to the VIP sponsor of License to Live, EH3 Coffee.
This is Super Bowl champion Mike Logan, and you are listening to License to Live.
People look at success in so many different ways, and oftentimes success is defined externally. For instance, looking at the Milwaukee Bucks, they won the NBA championship. They were the champions. That sounds like success to me. Probably within the club, they feel like they were successful, they reached their ultimate goal, but there's probably some other things that they want to work on for future seasons. On the other hand, my beloved Philadelphia 76ers, well, they're judged as not having a very successful year because they didn't even make the championship. Now, if you don't follow the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks, they were a great team. They went all the way, won the ultimate goal. The Philadelphia 76ers, they did make the playoffs, but they didn't go very far in the playoffs, not as far as people had expected them to. Therefore, many people look at their season, especially in this area of the country, as a failure. So even as a diehard fan, I can appreciate that there was a lot of success in the Philadelphia season, although externally, the sports media, the fans in large portion feel that it was completely unsuccessful and yet another wasted season. But I look at success in a very different way with many different things. I find that they won enough games to make the playoffs and to go on, and they didn't reach their ultimate goal of a championship, but there were many successes along the way that they could celebrate. Success has several definitions. I mean, it can be the attainment of wealth, position, honors, or the like, a performance or achievement that is marked by success, as by the attainment of honors. So you're winning awards, you're winning honors, that's a success. A person or thing that has had success is measured by attainment of goals, wealth, etc. So we're talking about wealth, we're talking about awards, we're talking about lots of high status things that people often equate to success. Another definition is the favorable or prosperous termination of attempts or endeavors, the accomplishment of one's goals. And I think we can focus on this definition because all too often we get caught up in the definition of success where we are looking at a prestigious award like the Nobel Prize or great wealth, like, becoming a billionaire. Like I wrote about Jay-Z becoming a billionaire, and most doctors will never become one. And I did that in Kevin MD a couple years ago, and it got a lot of press about it. But these are the ways we measure success. We measure success in terms of physical things, stuff. But the most basic concept of success is simply the accomplishment of one's goals. And before you can win the NBA championship, before you can win 11 Olympic medals, well, you have to start with something that is a little bit closer to where you are in the current place. So before you can win 11 Olympic medals, well, you have to get to the Olympics. And to get to the Olympics, well, you have to be good enough on a college or professional team. And we can back it all the way up to the time Allison Felix was in third grade and figure out the path that she took in order to achieve success on that level. However, from running in third grade, if that's when she started, running on her third grade track team, and how that led to her success could be a story in and of itself. But she had to have success on the third grade track team and the seventh grade track team and the 12th grade track team before she even got to some national fame as far as winning Olympic medals. So we have to look at the goals that we put before ourselves because it's these goals that measure success. And it's not the ultimate goals that somebody else may put before us, like a Philadelphia 76er fan really wanting to have the NBA championship come to Philadelphia. It's more like, well, hey, let's win a few games and have some success and build on that momentum so that we can get there someday. I'll take a recent example from my own life. Most recently, you guys know that I put on License to Live, the conference in Philadelphia. We were in Old City, Philadelphia at the Marriott. We had a great time there. And I felt that it was an overwhelming success on so many different levels. The level of engagement with all the attendees, the level of storytelling and sharing, and the safe space that was created on VIP day that people could really take something home from. The engagement of all the speakers that were on stage during the main event day, all overwhelming successes. And this is what I was really aiming for. I wanted to provide an experience that people would be engaged, they would be enlightened, they would be inspired, and they would take what they learned at the conference to apply in their overall life. And by that measure alone, I think it was an overwhelming success with all the feedback we got around the conference. However, if I allow other people to come and define success for me, they may come in and said, well, you didn't have 1,000 people show up at your conference, or, you didn't even have 250 people come to your conference, even though it was in the middle of a pandemic and things were starting to heat up with the Delta variant again. Yes, I will be the first one to say 1,000 people did not show up at my conference, but we did have a lot of people that did show up and were engaged. And that's a different measure of success. So I wasn't reaching for those high status and saying, oh, we're going to fill an arena with 2,500 people. I mean, that could have been a goal of mine, but my goal was really about the experience. And so if I let other people measure my success around this event, they may say, well, hey, you had less than 200 people there. That is no success in the world of modern day big time conferences. And I may say, you're right. I don't care. What do I know? I'm just a doctor. I'm just a pediatrician trying to just do some stuff. But I don't look at it that way. And from the things that so many of the speakers told me, so many of the participants, they've reached out to me since. We're already securing the date for next year. So, of course, you'll hear more about that in the future. So, at the end of the day, the event was a success. There were so many members on the team that worked hard, from developing the menus to working with the hotel staff to getting the curriculum available and the grab bags and all of the things that came out, let alone all the perks that came out in VIP day. I can't even name all the people that helped make that conference a success. But thank you for all of your hard work and what it meant. And the success was that all of these people who both helped put the conference on, all of the speakers, were able to deliver messages that resonated well. Like, take care of yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're never going to be able to take care of anybody else. Hey, if you're not in a happy job, look for another place. See if there's something non-clinical out there for you. See if the locums life could lead the way. Looking at skills and gifts that are already within you. Perhaps you would want to become an author. Perhaps you would want to become a podcaster. How can you build resiliency in your life? And how do you look at trauma in a trauma-filled workplace? You need to be better trauma informed. So all of these messages were delivered so that people can readjust, refresh, and reframe their lives and where it falls within their career. And that's what we're all trying to do here. Get ourselves in a happy position in which we can have a career that we like and we can integrate within our life to have both, a little bit of fun, great expectations, and feel like we have a meaningful moment. Why shouldn't everybody get that kind of freedom? And conversely, let's look at failure. I mean, that's what people are most often afraid of. They're afraid of failing, so they don't even try. That happens so many times in people's lives that they don't realize how they're setting them back because they're too afraid to try because of their fear of failure. And you've heard me say it on this show. You've heard me, if you see me on stage, I talk about failure being a necessary part of success. And failure doesn't always have to be grand or extravagant, just like success doesn't have to be grand or extravagant. I mean, we could look at success in terms of, I was successful today because I woke up and put my feet on the ground. that is success. And that's something I'm grateful for. But if that's my only measure of success, maybe I won't achieve many more things in life. So maybe I'll add something on top of that. But in order to do anything else, I have to wake up and put my feet on the ground. And failure is often viewed in the same way as we think of tremendous, catastrophic failures that have occurred in our lives or in our past that prevent us from doing anything that may recreate that same feeling. So we become afraid of failures. And then we can look at, if we just look at failure in the same way I'm trying to redefine success with you, there are going to be smaller things in life that you may not hit the mark on. And that's okay. The important part is that you must learn from that misstep. You must learn something from that mistake because although failure is probably a necessary part of success, if you are constantly readjusting and constantly trying to move forward, even in the light of setbacks, you ultimately will have success. So back in my original example, if the Philadelphia 76ers said, well, we did not win the championship, we are packing up and dismantling this franchise because we failed. Well, that'd be pretty extravagant. That'd be an extravagant look at failure, and there wouldn't be a franchise anymore. Now, that would be silly. That'd be a poor business move. That'd be a poor entertainment move. Nobody would go for that. And I don't want you to do that either. I don't want just because you had one small bout of failure, it prevents you from doing these things. So take failure with the same grain as you do success, where you can find micro successes within your day that lead up to bigger successes. These micro failures also can turn into micro successes when you learn and adapt and improve from them. And that gets you to the next level. Comparing to License to Live the conference, well, there were some things that didn't quite go right as planned. Now, for the end user, they probably didn't notice anything, but those kind of micro failures in the plan as we had ultimately designed it will help us have an even better show next year. And that is where the success lies. Before we get off the topic of License to Live the conference, and before I forget, there are 2 spaces left in License to Live the collaborative. It'll be getting started in just a few weeks. So I'm sorry if you're listening to this because I try to keep my material evergreen. But in this case, we'll be starting at the beginning of September 2021. This is the collaborative in which you will learn as a group to further develop your skills and gifts, whether that means getting you to write a book, whether that means to you to be getting in more media, but you will gain better credibility. You will gain a new level of confidence within yourself that will allow you to take control of your career again. Isn't that what we want? We just want to take our career back. But if you would like to apply for this membership, simply go to coachdrjarrett.com. That's CoachDoctorJA, 2 R's, E1T.com, and apply to sign up. We can get you signed up today for these last 2 slots before they're gone. Now, let's look at how we succeed in life. It's an acronym that I have, LIFE. And this is how we can get success at life. And success at life works in work as well. So it can be success in career, but the acronym is LIFE. L, looking at your life, looking even more importantly at your goals. So you have to be looking around you in every direction of looking in the rearview mirror sometimes, seeing where things may have gotten off course, learning from that and moving on. But then more importantly, looking at those goals in the future where you want to get those goals. And if that goal is to win that Olympic gold medal in the hammer throw, well, you got to get there. Put that up on the board so you have that big goal in front of you and you know what you have to do. But then we have to restructure some smaller goals that will help get you in line with that larger goal. So we have to take the baby steps in there. So, L, if you want to get more life into your work life balance, look at those goals and make sure that you are making them achievable and in line with your overall ultimate goal, which may be that award or that honor or that prestige or that wealth that so often many other people define for us. So, L, look at the goal. So, while you're looking at your goals, let's take that Olympic gold medal that we talked about in the hammer throws. Well, how do we get there? So, I don't have the slightest idea of what it would take to become an Olympic gold medalist in the hammer throw. However, if that is my goal, I'm going to put that up on a big whiteboard. I'm going to put it up somewhere where I know I want to become an Olympic gold medalist. But in order to get to that stage, I'm going to have to set up some other smaller successes to get there. Well, the first thing is, what the heck is this hammer and where can I get one? So I have to start doing a little bit of research and getting that to come along the way. And when I find a hammer, I said, oh, I can go to the hammer store. They have all the hammers I need. So I go buy a hammer. Yes, I have success in the first step of becoming an Olympic champion hammer thrower. I now have a hammer. I have a long way to go to that medal, but I have measured success and I can relish in that success as I should. Now, of course, there's a lot more steps to get there. Number one, probably have to hire a coach. A coach can help me get there. It can help me train, can give me some strategies, some tips to enhance the gifts that I would already have within me. Who knows? Maybe I have a natural ability for hammer throwing that my coach could bring out. And well, that's what I do with a lot of people that I coach. I bring out that ability within them, have them redefine, reframe what that success looks and help them reach those greater goals because that's what coaches do. But I would continue to go along that path until I get to the Olympic gold medal in the hammer throw. I integrate your work into your life. And if you're not able to integrate your work into your life, you need to think that you may be in the wrong line of work. Because when you have the ability to integrate work into your everyday life, it ends up not being separated to the point where I have to be in a bad mood because I'm going to work. I have to schlep around the hospitals all day long until I have no energy left. And then I get to go home and see my family and do the things that I like to do with the short amount of time I have left. So look for ways to integrate your work into your life, whether that means restructuring your schedule, whether that means redefining your position, but it allows you to have a purpose in which your work serves you in a better way. So the I is integrate work into your life. F is for fun. You must insert fun into your life at all times. If you are not having fun in your life, you are not living. So find ways that you schedule fun into your life. And fun can come in all forms, like wellness activities, like exercise, spending time with family and friends, maybe doing that hobby or that activity that you really want to do. Maybe it's just taking a chance to unplug, listen to some music, and just chill out. Whatever that is, you have to inject fun into your life in all aspects. That is a critical component. So, F, always have fun. E, look at your expectations. Those expectations guide you to the place you need to be. Look at your expectations overall. If you're looking to fill up an arena at your conference, then is that a realistic expectation when you were getting started? Probably not. So look at your expectations a little bit different, within your life and your career. Now note that I'm not saying to lower your expectations. No way. That is not what this is about. It's not about lowering your expectations, but it's about redefining your expectations. And in fact, when you look at the things you expect or you want for yourself, they're often not even good enough for yourself. You really deserve things that are even greater beyond your imagination. So take some time to look at those expectations and what you expect out of life. If you just expect a mediocre, oh, I'm going to go to work for 10 hours a day and then come home and sleep. And I'm going to go the next day to work 10 hours a day and I'm going to come home and sleep. And then I'm going to go to work and work for 10 hours the next day and then work 12 hours overnight because I'm on call and then maybe go to sleep and then get right back to work. You see where I'm going with this? Then if that's your expectation, that really isn't living. You should have an expectation that you can be happy both in your life, both in your career, and you can get started by redefining success in your life and living this life acronym, looking at your goals, integrating work into your life, having fun, and changing those expectations. That is your key to success. If you ever want more fun in your life, if you ever want more LIFE in your life, simply give me a call. Go to timewithdrjarrett.com and set up a strategy session with me. We will look and analyze and see where things can go better in your life, whether it's looking at your goals, integrating your work and your life, having fun, changing your expectations. Timewithdrjarrett.com. Remember, have fun, live life, measure success very differently, and you will notice your life will continue to take a positive trajectory. Until then, see you next time.
No matter how disheartening the moment of accusation sounds, how deep the pain of immobilization stabs, or how bleak your future looks, no one can take away your license to live. Keep Dr. Jarrett's expertise handy and unlock your future. Go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or another podcast player and subscribe right now to Licensed to Live. See you next time.